ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु भिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavata, Canto 10, Chapter 3, Sloka number 48. So we read that Sri Krishna, he turned into two-handed form from four-handed, and then he asked his father Vasudeva that he should carry him from there to Gokula, where Yashoda has given birth to a baby, and should exchange. So now in this and the following verses it is described how Vasudeva carried him from Mathura to Gokula and back walking. Not so close, it's quite far, but he made it in time. So tatha hrita pratya sarva vrittishu द्वास्थेषु पौरेष्वपि सायितेषु वथा द्वारश्च सर्वः पीता दुरत्यया बृहत्कपाटाय सकीर्णशृङ्खलैः सुतया हृतप्रत्यय सर्ववृत्तिषु. So Taya refers to this Yoga Maya, which was mentioned earlier. Ya Yoga Maya Jani Nanda Jayaya. That when he began to carry Krishna, at that time Yoga Maya was born. So she stole away all the vrittis of the gatekeepers and also the residents of Mathura who were sleeping. So means everybody was just in deep sleep, so nobody could understand. So Hrita Pratyaya Sarva Vritti. So all their Vritti Chitta, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So they were taken away, they all went into state of Samadhi. So who are these people? Dvaha Stheshu Paureshu api Shaiteshu atha. So those who were at the gate and the Paura. Paura means residents of the Puri, Mathura Puri. Shaiteshu and all those who were sleeping. And dvarascha sarvaha pihita duratyaya brihata kapataya sakila shrinkhala. So the gates, they were all closed and they were tied with strong chains, shrinkhala, iron, ayaskila, shrinkhala, brihat kapata, big gates. So Duratya means you cannot cross over them. So then what happened? Taha Krishna Vahe Vasudeva Agate Swayam Vyavarayanta Yatha Tanmo Ravehe Vavarsa Parjanya Upansha Garjita Shesho Anvagadavari Nivariyan Panai. So Ta Swayam Vyavarayanta. So these gates, they all opened when Vasudeva, who was carrying Krishna, came near to them. So now the science has made this technique that you go near the gate, it opens, right? You go to the malls and big offices, you go near them, airport, the gate opens, otherwise. So this happened there. These big gates were closed. When Vasudeva came with Krishna, then gate opened automatically, right? These gates don't have lock, they even had locks, still they opened. So this technique science has not developed yet. Maybe in future. Somebody actually sent me one video recently, I don't know who else. Yeah, this Cuba. Then this guy, he's printing something, these 3D printers. And he prints one sheet which is black in the center. And wherever he puts it, then he can put his hand inside. If it is a wall, it will go beyond the wall. So he goes to these machines where they have drinks and he puts it there. And he puts his hand inside and he takes the drink and he takes this paper out, everything is normal. So then he gets an idea. He goes to the ATM machine and he puts this paper and then he puts his hand and he starts taking all the money. But he was too greedy, he wanted to empty everything. So then he was emptying and he went inside it. When he went inside, this paper fell down. So he got locked in with all the money outside. So therefore Swayam Vyavarayanta. So that is the meaning, that they are opened automatically. Yatha Tamo Ravehe gives an example. Modern time we have the modern example. This is the old example. Just as when the sun rises, the darkness is dispelled. And then when he was walking, then one more thing happened. Bhavarsha Parjanya Upamsu Garjita. So then it started raining, because it's actually rainy season in India at that time. Bhadra generally comes in August. So Upamsu Garjita, Parjanya, the clouds, they were rumbling slowly. And then Shesho Anvagad Vari Nivaryan Fanai. Then Shesha came there. That is the traditional umbrella for Krishna. So he put his hood on top of him. He has many hoods. Like umbrella has got many parts in it. So this way he protected Vasudeva and Krishna from the rain. So the rain was good. First of all, it was midnight, then dark. Olden days, no electricity, so everything is dark. And then it is raining, so if it is raining, no one will come out of the house. So this was the protection given by Indra, so that no one, otherwise if it is not raining, maybe somebody comes out of the house. Summertime, people sleep outside. In India, if you go to the villages, they just sleep out in the summer. So when it starts raining, everybody picks up their cot and goes inside. So therefore everybody went in and sleeping. So nobody would know that Krishna is going. So Taya Yogamaya, this is the commentary. So Taya in the shloka 48 refers to Yogamaya. Hrita yasya jnanasya sarva vritteyo yesham. So Hrita pratyaya. Pratyaya means consciousness, awareness. In grammar we have Prakriti Pratyaya, but here Pratyaya means consciousness, awareness, knowledge. That's also. Because Pratyaya is also gives knowledge. When you have Bhu Dhatu, Bhu means to be, but by applying Pratyaya you get so many different types of knowledge. Bhavati, Bhuta, right? Bhavanam, Bhavita, we had this Bhavana, Bhavya. So many words come by Pratyaya. So Prakriti Pratyau Sahartha Brutaha Tayor Pratyarthasya Pradhanam. So Prakriti and Pratyaya, they both give meaning together. Pratyaya by itself has no meaning, although sometimes you give meaning, but by itself it is not a standalone word. And Prakriti also. So Napadam Prayunjita. So Prakriti is also never used, you have to apply. So together they give meaning, but out of these two it is the Pratyaya which is main, primary. So this Pratyaya was taken away. Hrit Pratyaya. So when Pratyaya is taken away, you are left with Prakriti, and Prakriti cannot tell you anything. So Hrita Pratyaya Sarva Vrittishu. So therefore it says Jnanasya Sarva Vritteyo Yesham. So all their vrittis of jnana, everything was taken away. Means they were sleeping just like dead people. So they will not know anything what is going around. Teshu Dvahastheshu Dwarpaleshu. And then the Dwarpala, So Dwarpala, the guards at the gate, Shaiteshu Satsuiti. So this is Sati Saptami, and they were all sleeping. Athad. So at that time what happened? So Jnana Haranam Yog Mayam Sambhutaya Mayayaha Karyam. So he says that this taking away of the knowledge of these people, this was actually not the job of Yoga Maya, but it was the job of Mahamaya, who is part of Yoga Maya. Because Yoga Maya does not put you in forgetfulness of Krishna. They put you in forgetfulness of Krishna being God, but not of Krishna himself. That is the function of Mahamaya. So therefore it says Yogamayam Sambhutaya Mayaya Karyam. Yadvara Pihita Ta Vyavariyanta. So those gates which were closed. So this dwara here is plural. It looks like singular, but it is plural. Nominative. Dwaro, dwara. The original word is dwar, rakaranta. So they all opened. Vyavriyante vivrita ityartha. Brihata kapata gatair ayasa kila shrinkhalair duratya duratikrama. So these gates, dwar actually means gate, and they have the doors, and the doors were huge in size. Brihat kapat means the doors. Gatair ayasa kila shrinkhalair duratya. And they were studded with iron, like sharp iron that you cannot jump over them. Sometimes you try to jump, even if the door is closed, you can climb and get over. So they had sharp arrow-like irons and big chains tying them together. So they opened, and the gates are called here as Duratya, like Krishna says, Mama Maya Duratya, same word. So Duratya means Duratikrama. Durati aya, ayagatav dhatu. So atikrama. So Raver Nimittat, then the example is Tamo Rave. So as caused by sun, the dispelling of darkness, like that they opened. Upamshu manda mandam garjitam yasyasya. So upamshu garjitaha parjanya. The clouds, they were rumbling, not thundering. Otherwise people may wake up. So manda manda, as if they are welcoming Krishna. Some kind of music. So like Upamsu Japa, as if they are chanting Upamshu mantras. So, and then sprinkling water, cleaning the way. So Phana is Kshatrikritayir ityartha. Then comes Shesha. So he with his hoods, because it's in plural, so means many hoods. So he turned his hoods like an umbrella and covered them. So he cites a sloka from Brahmanda Purana for this Shesha doing service like an umbrella. So Shayya asana paridhana paduka chhatra chamarei kimna bhustasya krishnasya murti bhedaischa murtishu. So Shesha, he serves in 6 ways. By becoming the bed, you see many times Vishnu lying on the body of Shesha, and becoming his seat, he also sits on it. Paridhan, his dress, Paduka, his shoes, and Chhatra, the umbrella, and Chamara. So this is, so these are six. In these six forms he performs service with different forms. Murti Bhede Krishnasya Murtishu. So now he came out of the city of Mathura and he reached Yamuna. But then when he came to Yamuna, he saw that Yamuna was flooded with water. It was raining, and anyway it is rainy season, so a lot of water coming. So Maghoni Varshati Asakridu Yamanuja Gambhiratoye Bhajavormi Fenila Bhayanakavarta Shatakula Nadi Margam Dadau Sindhuriva Shriya Patehi. So Maghoni Varshati, when Indra was reigning, Indra's one name is Maghwan, Maghva, Maghvanu, Maghvana. So becomes Maghoni. Maghoni is seventh singular. Swanivan Maghvan Vasyur Bhagavati. Becomes you. There are two words actually. One is Maghvan, there is also Maghvat. That declines like Bhagavat. Maghvan, Maghvanto, Maghvanta. This is Maghvan. This becomes Maghva. So this is Maghvan. Without this. Tu. Matup. So Maghoni Varsti Asakrid. So when Indra was reigning non-stop. Continuously the rain was coming. So Yamanuja Gambhira Toya Toya Ogha Javormi Fenila. So Yamuna is called Yama Anuja, the sister of Yamaraj. Yama and Yamuna, they are sister. Yamaraj and Yamuna both are daughter of Surya Devata. So she was very deep, Gambhira Toye, full of water and swift flow. And there were big urmis, what you call worlds. And Fenila is, what do you call that? Froth, what comes on top in the water. So Bhayanak Avarta Satakula Nadi. So the river was having a lot of this worlds in it, which were terrifying, hundreds of them. But Margam Dadau Sindhureva Shriya Patehe. But when he came there, then she gave a way to him. So there are descriptions in other Puranas that when he came to the river, then the river was even coming more up and up because she wanted to touch Krishna's feet. And then after she touched Krishna's feet, then she went and gave path to him to go. But when he was in between, then he fell down from his hand into the water. And then after playing with Yamuna for some time, then he came back. So this is some description in Bhavishya Purana like that. So Toyogha, Toya Samuha. So Toyogha here means the collection of water. Shriyapate, Sitapate. So Shriyapate here is Bhagwan Ram. So just like when Ramchandra wanted to go to Lanka to attack Ravana to release Sita. So he wanted to build a bridge on the ocean, but ocean did not give him the path, and he has to get angry, and still he has to go by making the bridge, because he told him, you make a bridge on me, I will help you. So here there was no need of bridge or any boat. Yamuna herself parted. Some stories there in the old Bible also, right? When they came from Egypt, when he was bringing the Jews back, what is the name of? Moses, yeah. And there's a river there, and is it a river? Is it part of the sea? Sea, right? So then it parted and he crossed, and then these people came attacking, but by that time it again came back. So similar thing here. So Nanda Vrajam Shari Rupetya Tatratan Gopan Sushuptan Upalabhya Nidraya Sutam Yashoda Shane Nidhayatat Sutam Apadaya Punargrihanadat. So then he walked all the way from Mathura to Gokul, which is not very close. And when he reached the house of Nanda Maharaj, Shauri, his Vasudeva, Nanda Vrajam Upetya, reaching Tatra Tan Gopan Sushuptan Uplabhya Nidraya. He saw that all the cowherd people, they were in deep sleep. There was no more rain stopped, but people were sleeping. Rain stopped, so Shesha also left. Otherwise anybody sees, they will get scared of him. So then what he did, he entered the house of Nanda Maharaj and saw that everyone was sleeping, including Yashoda. She was also sleeping. Yashoda Shayane. So he went to the bedroom and what he did, Sutam Nidhaya Tat Sutam Upadaya. So he kept Krishna there next to Yashoda and he took the baby girl from there and Punar Grihanagat, and then came back to his place. So Tatsutam Upadayati Kamsat Swaputrasya Rakshanam Mitra Putriya Vadham Janato Api Param Dharmikasya Api Vasudevasya Ayam Anyayena Dushnam. So now the question can be raised here that how could he do this? That to protect his son, he is bringing the daughter of Yashoda to be sacrificed, to be killed. So this is not the job of a religious person, pious person. So he says that Vasudeva is Param Dharmika. He is highly dharmic, religious. So how could he do that? He was so dharmic that when first baby was born, he went with the baby and offered it to Kamsa because he has given him the word. So now how is it that he is putting the son and bringing the daughter of his friend? Nanda Maharaj is his friend, not some unknown person. So Mitra Putriya Vadham Janatopi, and knowing it well that she will be killed. She is not coming for some, vacation, but she will be killed by Kamsa. So how is that he did this? So he says that this should not be considered as a defect on his part. Why is that? He says it is actually his glory, Nadushnam Pratyut Bhushnam eva. Why is that? Putri Bhute Bhagavati Vardhishnu Sneheneva Tadrisha Viveka Apaharat. because he got Bhagavan as his child. So now he was having so much love for Krishna that he did not have this kind of discrimination or this kind of deliberation that she will be killed. He just wants to protect Krishna, and for that he is doing it. Of course, he was also asked to do this by Krishna himself. So if Krishna himself is asking, then he is doing it. But he says that he is also doing it out of affection for him, and thus he is not thinking that this is not a good act, how can I do this, and so on. So therefore he did not have this viveka. So your viveka is lost when we are materially attached. Viveka is also lost when spiritually attached. So that's what he is saying, that Putri Bhute Bhagavati Vardhishnu Snehene. His excessive sneha, love for Krishna, made him do this. So therefore he should not be seen as adharmika in doing this. Because the basic principle, the fundamental principle of bhakti is that anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam. So doing anukula to Krishna, whatever it takes. So devakyaha shayane nyasya vasudevo ath darikam pratimuchya padorloham aste purvad avrita. So when he came back in the place where Devaki was there, she was lying down. So he put the girl next to Devaki, and then when he did that, then Pratimuchya pada loham aste. Then the shackles, they again bound him. He was binded by the shackles again, his legs as he was before. And the doors, they became closed again. Purvadavrita. So when Krishna came, the bondage was broken. When Maya came, bondage came back. So if you want to be free, then take shelter of Krishna. Devi he sagunamayi mam maya duratya mame ve prapadyante maya metam tarante. So now he is with Maya, therefore he is bound again in the prison room. So pratimuchya badhva. So muchya means getting released. Prati gives the opposite sense here. Means he became bound. Padeyor loham nigadam. So nigada means the leg cuffs. For hand you have hand cuffs. Whatever is the word for legs. Shackles. So that is nigada. Avrita aste, and he became closed in the prison house again. So then we have the last sloka of this chapter. Yashodananda patni cha jatam paramabudhyata natallingam parishranta nidrya bhagata smritihi. So then on the other side we have Yashoda. So she was sleeping and Krishna came. So Yashoda Nanda Patni cha jatam paramabudhyata. So then she woke up she was sleeping, Paramabudhyata, and because she was tired, Jatam here refers to Krishna who was born, not to her. So Jatam Abudhyata, she did not know whether she has given birth to a son or a daughter, because she was so tired. So Parishranta Nidraya Apagata Smriti. So after giving birth, she was so much tired that she fell asleep immediately. Because when the lady gives birth, she doesn't know she is so much in pain. She doesn't know whether boy or girl. The other people who are there, they tell what is born. But before she could know this, she fell asleep. So Parishranta Nidraya, and therefore Apagata Smriti, she just forgot everything. So na tallingam, so she did not know that boy is born or girl is born. Therefore the girl was born, but when she woke up she saw the boy, so she didn't feel surprised. How is this happened? I gave birth to a girl and now I see a boy. Sometimes in the hospitals the babies get exchanged, right? So you never know whether you have your own child or somebody else's, because many babies are born there, they put them together, then they can make a mistake. So she did not think like that some gadbad has happened, some confusion. She thought, well, I gave birth to a boy.
So in the previous class we were discussing how she actually gave birth to 2 children.
Oh, that was commentary. That was reading in between the line. The direct story doesn't have it.
In the Bhagavatam narrative.
I mean, clearly it is nowhere mentioned that she gave. That is, commentators derive this meaning. So now we are just reading straightforward story. And Yashoda is following the straightforward story, not what the commentators comment.
So then would it be that by using the singular here, would that then put the Bhagavatam narrative in opposition to the other Puranas that describe her giving multiple children birth in this evening?
Well, from Bhagavatam also they derive this meaning. So it is not opposition to other Puranas. Because later on it says, Nandastu Atmaja Utpanne Jatalado Mahamana. So he had Atmaja. Atmaja means born to him.
Right.
So how will you apply Atmaja? Because Shukdev is speaking it. So he is an Apta Purusha. So that means it is Nanda's son. That's how they comment.
So could then Jatam here be read somehow as not referring specifically to a child, but to somehow to accommodate the idea that
she gave birth to 2, but she is thinking she gave birth to 1. She is so tired, old lady, she is not young anymore. In old age, she is tired. In the daytime, she was working, churning butter, so on, and now she felt tired. She doesn't remember she gave birth to 1 or 2. So therefore, Jatam Abudhyata. Okay? Otherwise you have to say jato or jate, whichever you want to take the second. Extra samasa you have to make, because one is boy, one is girl. So jata chahe jato, and if it is say jatam, jatas chahe jate.
Babaji, but in the old time, didn't they also have midwives for delivery?
अरे रात को यार सर्दी बारिश हो रही है, कहाँ मिडवाइफ मिलेगा? तुम्हारी क्या बात है?
Deliver करता रहेगा ना, midwives is not good.
There, it was raining, cloudy, so midnight where you will find midwife? Midwife come midday, not midnight. Midwife also was sleeping. She came, she was also tired. So she also did not know. She gave birth, it was dark, and then she also fell asleep there. She was also sleeping right next to the bed. Everybody fell asleep. Other people in the house, their servants, everybody. Because you just remember, Yogamaya appeared there, she put everyone to sleep. Yogamaya put everyone into Yoga Nidra. And then when she went away, then people started waking up. So it's like they give this complete anesthesia. Then it stays for a few hours. So then you wake up, then you say, oh, girl is born. So midwife also says, yeah, girl is born. So that's why it says that nidraya apagata smriti. Because of too much sleepy, they don't remember. If you are so tired at night, you come, eat, fall asleep, you don't remember what really happened. So that's what happened. Okay. So param kevalam jatam abudhyata. So param jatam abudhyata. So she says that Yashoda Nandapatni cha param jatam abudhyata. Says that she only knew that she has delivered a baby. That's all. Not a lingam, but not the gender. Why? Parishranta. Not only Shranta, tired, but Parishranta, completely tired. And Apagata Smriti.
I was just thinking.
Yes, you can also think.
Is it not that sinful? If you are a sinful person, you get a woman as child, and if you are a pious person, you get men?
No, there is no.
I heard something like that.
Where did you hear this?
I heard that, I don't know. I didn't read, I
Not
heard.
from me.
No, from you, no.
Okay.
So then I was thinking that because they are pious people, she would never think she will get a girl, so...
Oh. She herself was born as a girl. She was born to her parents as a girl. So now she's going to think that my parents are sinful.
Now I remember my wife said that in the Sandipani Muni school.
In the Muni school for the girls?
Sandipani Muni school, they told us this.
Told you?
Yeah.
Why did you go to that place?
Many years ago, we adopted a child so he can go to school.
Yeah, but there's no, I've never read anything like this.
Anyway.
That was the whole discussion recently. I think was that Jagdananda wrote something like that. So, yeah, तुम भी
I
बोल
had
रहे
one
हो।
question, like what you were telling earlier that Bhagavanji Shesha does in service in 6 ways. So one of that was dress. So dress in the sense he becomes the dress.
Yes. How cool is that?
So like
Because Shesha's body is very cooling.
okay.
Snake body, have you touched a snake?
Yeah, I touched the snake skin.
No,
Many times.
live snake. If you touch a live snake, it's cool. Because they're not hot-blooded. That's why they hide in the winter. They go in hibernation. So therefore he makes a dress which is cool. Right? So that's pretty cool. So now he says that why natu putraha kanyavaiti tasya jatasya chinnam. So she did not know what is the linga, right? Linga you already know now from Vyakaranam. There is linga, strilinga, napunsak linga. So linga literally means chinna, means the distinguishing factor. So she did not know that. Tatra hetu, why is that? Parishranta. Because she was tired. So what if she is tired? It says ati saukumariyat prasvot shramyuta prasvante cha anandena shramopshantya cha nidraya iti. So it's because Yashoda is very tender. Right? So some women are very, very tender. They cannot tolerate much. Little bit of effort, they get tired. So therefore the effort which she did in giving birth, so she was tired by that, and also she was happy, anandena. So shrama upshantya cha nidraya iti. So therefore to remove her fatigue, she slept. And she was happy also. Kinchatra chakara ukta samuchaya. So now he says that the word cha here is indicating something. So why cha is said here? Yashoda Nanda Patni cha. Cha has no sense. So he says this cha has to be related to Vidya, Devaki, that she gave birth, he also gave birth. So yatha Vasudeva Patni tatha Nanda Patni cha. Just as wife of Vasudeva gave birth, so wife of Nanda also gave birth. Jatam swagarbhad utpannam apatyam param sarvotkrishnam abudhyata. So now comes the commentator. This was the general meaning. Now commentator brings his magic. So he plays the magic on the word cha itself. Cha is a simple word, very commonly used, but it can do magic also sometimes. So he says that just as Devaki gave birth to Krishna, so Yasoda also. So she understood that Param Jatam, Param, Parameshwar, Supreme. Satyam Param Dhimahi, right? So we read that Param means Parameshwar. That's what Sridhar Swami comments, Param Parameshwaram iti. So he says that she understood that Swagarbhad Utpannam Apatyam Param Sarvotkrishnam Vadhyate. That the baby child's, male child which has born to me, it is Param. It is the topmost, the highest, Sarvotkrishta. There is nothing higher than that. Na tasya samadhikasya drishyate. There is nothing equal or more than him. Right? So that is the meaning of Param Jatam. Abudhyata, she understood. So Yashoda, the wife of Nanda, she understood that she has given to the highest person as son, just as Devaki understood. So that is the magic of the word cha. Otherwise, what cha is doing here? Cha doesn't make any sense. Unless you say that it's just a padapurana, just a filler. Sometimes cha is also used just to complete the meter. So tan madhurya aswad shaktya eva taddattaya tadiya swarupbhut anandam anubhav gochari chakara ityartha. And therefore by the sweetness, by the power of the taste of the sweetness of Krishna, taddattaya tadiya swarupbhut anandam anubhav gochari chakara. So she experienced the bliss of the beauty of Krishna's birth. Kintu tasya lingam, so now the come when tanna lingam, she did not know the linga. So now he gives another meaning to the word linga. Linga here is not whether male or female. Linga here is he God or not God? So kintu tasya lingam parmeshwarayam va iti lingam vishesham na buddhyata iti bheda. But the difference is that Devaki understood that Krishna is Bhagavan, Krishna is God, but Yashoda did not. So therefore it says Natal Lingam. She did not know the linga, means the position of Krishna. That is Narakara Parabrahma. She did not know. So lingam vishesham na buddhyata iti bheda. Nanu tasyaha garbhajaha Krishna iti na prasiddha. So now you say, well, but Krishna is not known to be born from her. Krishna is known to be born from Devaki. So he says, no problem. That also problem will solve. He says, that's why she is called Yashoda. Why is she called Yashoda? Yashoda means Yasha dadati Yashoda, who gives fame to Devaki and does not take the fame herself as the mother who has given birth. She gave birth to Krishna, but the fame went to Devaki. You take the fame, you will be the mother. That's why she is called Yashoda. So that's why the word Yashoda is used here. So tatraha Yashoda tad Yashoda dati Devakyai sakhi bhavat. Because Devaki is her friend, so therefore she gave the pride of being known as the mother of Krishna to Devaki. That's why she is Yashoda. So dve namni nanda bharyaya Yashoda Devaki ticha ta sakhyam abhut tasya devakya shauri jaya. Where is it said that they were friends? So he says, well, this is written in Purana that Nanda Bharya, the wife of Nanda Maharaj, had two names, Yashoda and Devaki. And because she had one name Devaki, therefore she was also friendly with the Devaki, Vasudeva's wife. Sakhyam abhut tasya devakya shauri jaya. Sometimes if you have same name, then you become friends. Right? So therefore she became friendly with Devaki, the wife of Vasudeva Shaurijaya. Ityadi Purana Vachana Avgatat. So it is understood. So this is sloka which Jiva Goswami cites in Krishna Sandarbha. So Vyakhyanam idam Bhagavatamrita Vaishnav Toshni Anand Vrindavanadi Sammatya Evati Naupekshniya. So he says that this explanation which I am giving, it is based on Bhagavatamrita. It means Brihad Bhagavatamritam, Vaishnav Toshni commentary, and also Anand Vrindavan Champu. So they have also explained it like this, that Krishna was born to Yashoda And therefore, you should not disregard this, what I am saying, thinking that now I am bringing something new here. So this is also explained by them. Iti sarartha darshinyam harshinyam bhakta chetasam tritiyo dasme skande sangata satam. So in this way, this commentary called Sarartha Darshini, which gives delight to the hearts of the devotees, has been completed in the association of devotees. Iti Śrīmad Bhāgavata dasam skandhe Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura Krita Tritiyo Adhyasya Sarartha Darshini Tika Samapta. This is the end of commentary on the 3rd chapter of 10th Canto. We'll stop here if there is any question.
Babaji Maharaj?
Yes.
So, based on this, did Krishna appear simultaneously to Devaki and Yashoda?
Yes.
Okay.
So when Vasudeva was taking Krishna to Gokula and he was crossing the river, then Krishna fell off from his hands. Maybe he tripped and baby Krishna fell down, and then he searched for him and he got him. So one who fell down was Vasudeva Krishna. One whom he picked up was Yashodanandan.
Okay.
Then he takes him. Because the whole story is that Krishna does not leave Vrindavan. The Yashodanandan Krishna does not leave Vrindavan. We studied this in Krishna Sandarbha, this whole idea of movement. And then Jiva Goswami explained. So when Akrura was taking Nanda, Balram and Krishna to Mathura, then when he went to chant his Gayatri in Yamuna river, then Krishna Balram also did that. They jumped from the chariot and they became unmanifest in Vrindavan, and the Mathura Krishna Balram came and sat on the chariot. So when Akrura came, they were smiling at him, thinking, hey, will he recognize us? No, not. So he did not. So therefore the Mathura Krishna remains in Mathura and Vrindavan Krishna remains in Vrindavan. And there is no exchange. So that's why it is described that he fell down in the water.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Sorry, I thought...
Yes.
Just one question I was getting in my mind, that based on this word lingam, so lingam we generally understand as a pulling, misleading, male or female.
But you studied Tark Sangra or not? Did you attend Tark Sangra?
So Tark Sangra, I listened to the lectures.
So there linga is coming.
Okay. So
That smoke is the linga of the fire.
Yeah, indicator.
Yeah, linga means indicator. Lingate, gyayate, nene, the lingam. By which you know something, that is the meaning of linga. That's why when they say Shiva Linga, then people mistake it. Shiva Linga means that it is a representative of the Tattva. It's a symbol. Linga means symbol, indicator, chinna.
So normally that is understood. My question which was coming to my mind was that if we say the Supreme Personality, like he is the Param Tattva. So if we take from the normal sense of the word, then would that Param Tattva be male, female? And generally we see that Krishna is always depicted as male. And then whenever he is depicted along with Radharani, he is also depicted. And then we say that there is a Shakti. So this male, female, like this normal parlance, even otherwise also like Shiva, when he is getting treated with Parvati, so Shakti is there and then Shaktiman is there. So can we ascribe this conception of male or female to the Param Tattva?
Yes and no, because the thing is that just like we say Krishna has a body, right?
Yes.
So what do you mean by body? Is it the body like us? No. Right? So similarly, if his body is not like us, then his linga is also not like us. But we have to use some words, and the words we have to use only what we have. We don't have any other words. So that's why we did so much analysis about his body, about his qualities, and his body is not like us. Even if he is in one place, he is all pervading. So you have to keep all this in mind, and we forget, then all this question come. So his body is not like our body, therefore his linga is also not our linga. So when we say he is male, he is not male like us.
Okay.
Otherwise all women get upset. There is no need to be upset. Their gender has nothing to do with genders which we have. Because their body is not like this. If their bodies are not visible to the eyes, they make it visible only in their Rāsa-līlā here. Otherwise their bodies are transcendental. He is called Adhokshaja. So here gender is indicative because of certain parts in the body, appearance. But he is Adhokshaja, he is beyond sense perception. So if he is beyond sense perception, how will you assign linga? Therefore in the Upanishad it is said that he is neither Stri nor Puman. Right? Na Stri na Puman na Napunsaka, nor is he Napunsaka. He is neither male, female, neuter gender or anything like that. It's like it is said that he is Nirakar, he has no form. Because he is not any one of what we can think of with our mind. And if he is beyond that, then we should not become worried that when we say he is male or he is female. So that problem comes when we do not understand, which is the case with people in general. And they say all this literature is written by men, therefore they are writing it like this. So you can call female, it doesn't matter to him if you understand what he is. Because your gender does not apply to him. This is what Narada Rishi said. Jiva Goswami did this whole analysis. We studied that in Bhagavatam itself when we were reading the commentary in the 7th Canto. When Yudhishthira Maharaj asked this question, that how is this Shishupal, he was abusing Krishna and he did not go to hell, but Vena went to hell. So then Jiva Goswami explains, one of the explanations he gives is that Krishna's body is not material. So if you find fault with God, you will find fault with God thinking of him as a material person. Because if you understand him as a spiritual person, you will not find fault with him. Because people who are finding fault with God, they don't understand who God is. So that's why he is neither this way nor that way. His body, whatever you say that he is beautiful, that actually does not apply to him, because your concept of beauty is material. Even good, although we say this is beautiful, this, that. And if you say that he is biased, he is this, he is that, none of these things, because your concept of good and bad is not applicable to him. So guna dosha drishir dosha gunastu ubhaya varjita. Krishna says to Uddhava that guna and dosha, virtue and vice, both are vice. Guna dosha drishir dosha. He says this drishi means this concept of good and bad, virtue and vice. This itself is a vice. This itself is a problem. Why? Because it is based on your material concept. Your mind makes that division which does not exist. So if there is a fire, fire is good or fire is bad. So if it cooks, it is good. If it burns your house, it is bad. But actually fire is fire. It is neither good nor bad. It is we who are saying it's bad or good depending on what happens to us. And even if your house is burnt, you may say it is bad. Someone else is saying, well, it's a good thing. This guy's house got burnt. Right? Some people feel happy about that also. And it may be good even for you, you don't know. Even though you may think that my house is burned, this is so bad. But actually it may turn out to be good, you don't know. Because what you think of good and bad, you don't know why you think what it really means, whether it is really good or bad. It's just your mental concept. So all our things, the duality is not there in anything. We create, the mind creates the duality. And he is beyond duality. Therefore he says gunastu bhaya. He says the real guna is beyond both. So therefore he says that you should remain balanced. Tulya mana pramanayo. Tulya nindastatir. So same is applicable with his gender. But still we have to talk. So we use of these words. So these words, then we should not utilize them to misunderstand and then think this is all male chauvinism and biased, it is against women, this, that. Because Atma itself is neither male nor female. This is only the gender, is only the material body. It's not beyond that. And that also you can change. After death it can change. You are male, you can become female next life. Now you can change it even in this life. So it is not your real identity. Because you can change it. So one who is changing the identity, that has a fixed identity. One who is calling himself as male now and can call later on female, that has not changed. Because that is beyond male and female. Male and female is a superimposition on that which does not have any of this. Okay. Yes.
Can I ask a question about the commentary?
Yes.
If you have time.
Or you can ask tomorrow.
I can ask now.
Yeah, we can stop here.